husband used to be the co-chefs at the pancake restaurant at the Veterans Department. 27th and Federal. You know the building. Hopefully not a lot of police calls there.
Just a minute.
No, it's not sticking out, so.
However, there's lots of people that want to get into the building that hang around at that bus stop.
Okay, folks, so about 7 p.m. Let's get started with Sloan's Lake Citizens Group, January 8th. And Sloan's Lake Citizens Group is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that engages neighbors in the Sloan's Lake and West Colfax neighborhoods to strengthen and improve the community through education and events, while listening to, respecting, and honoring the diverse voices of our community. Without further ado.
Just slide it over.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone. So I'm Kaylan Campbell. I'm your community resource officer. I brought with me today a couple of friends. I want to introduce Kristen Bowman. She's right here. Kristen is joining the CRO team, and she is going to be presenting the crime stats tonight. It's her first meeting, so be gentle with her. Go ahead, Kristen.
All right. So the crime stats for Sloan's Lake is burglaries have, this is from November to December 2024. Burglaries have increased. So in November it was 4, December 9. The criminal mischief in November was 4, December was 3, so decrease. Larceny, which is theft, 7 in November and 8 in December, so slight increase. Theft from motor vehicle is 11 in November and 5 in December, so a good decrease in that. Motor vehicle theft is 3 in November, 7 in December. And for theft, like that's normal to see a slight increase during the holiday season. With theft from motor vehicle, just make sure you lock your car and don't leave things in plain view. And then for motor vehicle theft, we have free clubs at any district station, Denver police station. All you need to show is current registration. So,
Perfect.
Mean car registration?
yes. Sorry.
And that would say if you're in the city, county of Denver or not.
It's for anyone who lives or works in Denver. So
Okay.
it's just
Okay.
grant funded, these clubs are, and so it's all for tracking. So they just need to know where your paper lives. And then we can move on to, we'll do one more because that's the year previous, and we'll go to West.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, West Colfax for burglaries, 12 in November, 14 in December, so a slight increase. Criminal mischief is 13 in November, 17 in December, so increase. Theft is 16 in November and 25 in December. The same, the holiday season is just, there's more thefts. Theft for motor vehicle is 23 in November and 13 in December, so way less. Motor vehicle theft is 23 in November, 17 in December, so less.
But what is interesting, West Colfax neighborhood crime is up, but it involves all of the peripheral to Colfax, which is way different than up by the lake.
Yes, there's different crime trends in each kind of neighborhood. And then it also goes with the reporting as well, because a lot of neighborhoods don't report accurately. West Colfax, we have been hammering the reporting, making those police reports so we can track those crime trends as well. So,
Because they have like the parking structure for the Alamo Draft House. I have gone in there and seen broken glass. in the area, so that's probably theft from motor vehicle to, you know, and they've got cameras and I don't know what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the broken glass, it could be theft from motor vehicle, it just could be a damaged window, could be a motor vehicle theft that could have broke the window to take it. So it all kind of varies, but just be cognizant of your surroundings, and that goes for everywhere, right? We want to be aware and make sure our vehicles are safe. So if you can park in like a well-lit area, if you see like a camera nearby, you can kind of park over towards that, and then just not leaving the valuables in there, so.
Oh, we were there the other night, it was full and at
No
night,
parking.
it was very dark in that parking garage. I think they need more light.
That's something that we can go out and chat with them about.
Okay.
How to handle the validation was a challenge.
I don't know if I can help them with that.
To those of us who are
Yeah,
not
QR
tech
code.
savvy, QR code and all that. That's funny. But
Just a
anyway,
mess.
They had to help us.
That's okay. That's what they're there for. Are there any questions on the crime stats? Anyone online?
Hello.
Hi there. Oh my gosh. Perfect.
Wow. Cheers.
All right, so we'll move on. Want to talk about this? So District 1 hosts a community meeting on the third Wednesday of every month. Our December meeting, unfortunately, was canceled. There's a lot of illness going around the station. Didn't want to spread that to everyone. So we're coming back strong in January. So it'll be January 15th at 6 p.m. This will be Commander Ledger's last CAG meeting. He is retiring. So we're going to do a little celebration for him, and we would welcome
Doesn't
everyone to
look
join.
that old.
He'll be happy to hear that. Yeah. So please join us again Wednesday, January 15th at 6 p.m. It's virtual as well. So if you're not on our reminder list, you can send me an email and we can get you that link to join us. Thank you. That's all we got.
That's true, because I don't really fit with this duty though.
Yeah, oh, okay.
So go ahead.
Yeah. Or did you want on this? Is this your phone?
So further introductions, the person who was speaking earlier was Deb Neely, and she is one of the co-presidents of Sloan Lake Citizens Group. I'm Tom Runn, and I'm the other co-president. And it's nice to have a twin to help me with all
Twins, yes.
of the fun projects.
Your other officer?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just so, if you want to turn that around. So this is Officer Allred. He is a member of our homeless outreach team. So he just came to join and see what this is about and answer any homeless related questions.
Nice to meet you all.
Have a login or?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because we could actually talk about this and then have
Yeah.
Okay. So we said we'd update you on the Federal Boulevard BRT.
Which is bus rapid transit.
Colorado Department of Transportation has started environmental review and design work on building a bus rapid transit route that will span almost 18 miles of Federal Boulevard. Federal Boulevard is one of the busiest transit corridors in the metro area. Currently, buses on the corridor experience significant delays, resulting in long travel times. BRT will reduce travel times and improve reliability. The project area is defined as Dartmouth Avenue from Inglewood Station to Federal Boulevard from Dartmouth Avenue to 120th Avenue, and 120th Avenue from Federal Boulevard to Wagon Road Park and Ride.
I don't know where that is.
Yes,
It's north of 120th.
DMI, yeah. The project goals are improving safety along the corridor and the transit station areas, increasing transit reliability and ridership, decreasing transit travel times, promoting cultural vibrancy and quality of life along the corridor, increasing transit accessibility, and improving connectivity and mobility. And the timeline, right now, they're still very much in the design phase. It looks like it's supposed to be finalized by 2027. And then construction, testing, and commissioning from 2027 to 2029. And service begins in 2030. The good news is we actually have Brenda Tierney. She's going to come and fill us in on much more information about this, and we're going to do a Q&A. So please join us next February 11th for that.
Next second Wednesday.
Yep. And it occurs to me we haven't had Alessandra. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So Alessandra, are you ready? Are you there, Alessandra?
Hi, Deb. I don't know if you
Hi.
saw the chat. I feel better, but my voice is
Wow.
it's a little bit on the outs today. So I put the link for the slide deck in the chat. But I don't think
Okay,
I can
thank you.
go through and present all of it tonight. I'm sorry.
I can cover for you, Alessandra, if you have a slide deck, if that would be helpful.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent you the email with that in
I
it.
can't get into the Zoom though.
Hang on. I don't see your movement.
Share my screen. Okay, I just sent a request to share my screen.
She sounds as bad as I felt at the party.
Everyone's like doing it. Okay.
I don't know if that is something that is necessary. Do I have to unshare it? I think I have to stop my sharing, yes?
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
Can you see the slide deck right now?
yep.
Okay, great.
You want me to just talk through it for you, Alessandra?
Yeah, that would be.
Okay.
Yeah, yes,
Here,
please.
Council President Sandoval's not the community office hours. Okay, this is a citywide trash update that the mayor's office just initiated, so it's large item pickup. It's gonna change to only occurring every 9 weeks as of 2025, so it's gonna be less pickups for large item pickups. Maximum is 5 items such as furniture. They are doing this to try to have more on-time pickups for trash recycling as well as compost. It's gonna be the same day as your regular trash collection.
Are you the combo? Alessandra, are you able to change it? Okay, thank you.
The Denver Civil Service Commission, you can apply until January 10th. It's to fill a vacated seat, and you can seek additional term in May 2026. So the Denver Civil Service Commission is responsible for administering the testing process for entry-level and promotional positions with Denver Fire, Denver, and police, policy admin, disciplinary hearings, and appeals of classified members, endeavors to certify the best qualified candidates for employment and promotions who represent the diversity of the Denver community. So there's that link to apply. Next slide. The near northwest area plan rezoning. So the general information, they voted unanimously on January 22nd, 2024 to adopt the near northwest area plan. And so it's currently in this implementation phase. So now that City Council has the plan, the next step is a legislative rezoning that Council President Sandoval is sponsoring. So that's coming to, so it's the implementation, like what can we do based on the northwest area plan. So that's January 15th, that will be a planning board. There's a lot of different ways to be engaged. One is public comment at planning board. You can come in person or submit written comments. You can also watch it on Denver 8, and then the city council public hearing will come to city council for a vote on March 10th. And you can sign up to speak at that hearing. And there's a link to do that. And then also any emails you send will go to public
Our
comment.
neighbor, Merritt?
I don't think so.
Hmm?
No, it's
It
not.
was,
No.
it was an aside, sorry.
Mexico travel survey, Den's airport partners currently offer nonstop flights to Denver. Oh, and there's a survey to understand the travel roads, patterns. The survey closes on January 17th. I didn't know about this one. Next slide. Tree cycle, so you can recycle your trees and get free mulch. So here's the weekday drop-off sites through January 31st, Cherry Creek, Havana Nursery, and Central Platte. And the Saturday drop-off at Sloan's Lake, Northwest Platte. And then usually you qualify for free mulch come the spring, which is nice. So they all get turned into mulch. Yeah. Rent and utility assistance, so also known as TRUIA. It's going to be accepting applications through till midnight, January 21st. Rental assistant, utility assistance, so any energy bills, water, electric, and relocation assistance. Of course, funding is not guaranteed. You can reach out to the care center for more info on that. Free radiant test. This is a really awesome program that provides free radiant tests for your home. Radon, sorry, excuse me.
No problem.
Tuesday, January 21st, Wednesday, the 22nd, Thursday, the 23rd, and Friday. I to be a Denver Youth Ambassador. The applications are open for the Denver Sister Cities International 2025 Youth Ambassador Program. So Denver teens get to new city, new cultures, and grow as leaders. So looks like they're going to France next, and Japan, followed by Italy. So the application is due February 14th, Valentine's Day. That's sweet. Next slide. Sidewalk ordinance. So as you know, the voters voted for the sidewalk ordinance 307. Throughout this past year, there has been a stakeholder and working group to implement it, and it's going into effect on. So it was passed in November 2022. But it's taken the stakeholder group to kind of figure out all the budgeting and financing and how this goes into effect. You can look up the free tool there that Alessandra gave the link to. It's going to be included in the biannual stormwater bills. You get billed twice a year, and it requires a set amount of time to get all the sidewalks fixed, brought up to code, and new sidewalks added. I will add that there is a low-income rebate for the sidewalk fee that coincides with the trash low-income rebate. So you can also apply to that. I believe if you've already applied for the trash rebate, you would automatically be put into that low-income program, but that's also going to be on the Denver.org site as well. Next slide.
Isn't it true that the vast majority just pay 150
Yes.
a year?
A year,
In
correct,
two-
in 2 payments, correct, correct. But then if someone, you can also might apply for the low income rebate, which could be free depending on your
Wow.
income. Mhm.
Great.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I spoke too soon. Yeah, we'll automatically receive that. Yeah, sidewalk repairs are not on demand. Reports, yeah. Report major sidewalk damage in Denver's online hub. I will also say that just continue to report these to 311. I always say the more your neighborhood reports, the more data they use to allocate resources, whether it's for Blvd or Dottie. Home heating assistance, applications re-accepted for the LEAP program, low income energy assistance program. It's federally funded, so they'll pay for heating costs, portion of them from November to April, helps with the repairs, replacements, and heating equipment.
Do you happen to know if that's something where they average the bill, or do you know?
I think it's a portion of the bill, depending on the applicant.
Okay,
Like, I don't think it's an average, it depends on which
Okay.
applicant. Snow angels, you can volunteer to be a snow angel, you have to be 18 years older, be a Denver resident and physically able to visit home and shovel sidewalks. And to receive a snow angel, you must be a resident of Denver, be an older adult who cannot physically shovel and be a resident, or be a resident living with a disability. Here you can sign up.
Well, a snow angel came and shoveled my next door neighbor's walk.
Yeah.
She's on 3 lots, so it's like 75 feet, and she's 99, so she's definitely, but somebody had it shoveled way before I got out to do mine.
Oh, that's lovely. That's awesome. That's what the program's there for. Okay, legislative initiatives. So 1373, from December 2nd, City Council voted for the rezoning of 3719 Wolf Street. So it went from USU-C to OSB. That's private open space. The rezoning was requested to allow, oh, excuse me, what did I say? Did I say voted for? I was like, they voted this down. So they voted this down, to allow construction of the private pool club. So that voted down. 1591, on December 9th, they voted in favor of designating the Curie Dryer Cottage that's on Tennyson Street as a historic Denver landmark. It's just that little tiny cottage. And then on December 16th, Councilman Watson and Council President Sandoval co-sponsored a proclamation honoring the Greenwood Foundation for 50 years of dedication to revitalizing, restoring, and reclaiming the South Platte River. December 16th, City Council voted unanimously to favor rezoning 2258 Perry Street from USU-C to USU-B. So reduce the minimum lot size for a single unit dwelling from 5,500 square feet to 4,500 square feet.
As a side note, by doing that, they were able to save in the existing building, which contributes to the neighborhood ambiance.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And then there was, on December 16th, there was a 2024 bundle of text amendments for the Denver zoning code. So CPD does this. It's a kind of a bundle to kind of clean up the code, created minor detached structures, building form, and so bundle, and then this is also used for carriage lots and remove the requirement that carriage lot owners have their primary residence in the surrounding block. And then on December 16th, City Council voted to ban the sale of flavored tobacco. So there's no exemptions. This includes e-cigarettes, menthol cigarettes, vapes, other flavored.
So when does that take effect? Begin 2026, I think? It's a long
I
time
don't
away.
remember the exact date, but they're the same thing with sidewalks, right? They have to have a full working group that comes in to help people come into compliance. So we can't expect people as soon as it passed to come into compliance completely. Don't remember the exact date.
And this will not be vetoed by the mayor,
No.
as the previous attempt
Correct,
was.
right. It was previously vetoed by Mayor Hancock, but President Johnston, it was supported.
Yes.
Yeah,
They just went over to Lakewood and buy it.
exactly, yes. Or Aurora, yeah, so, yeah. It is, there is rumors that it might come to the legislature for the state. So at that point, that might be a different conversation. I know that there's rumblings there of that.
What is interesting is Edgewater has more than enough marijuana dispensaries, but they also have banned flavored tobacco.
Oh, Edgewater did too. I didn't realize that.
yep.
Interesting. Okay, so this is calls for to attend the Dotting Advisory Board. We're gonna have a public hearing, second Tuesday of every month. So this is anything from a streetlight concern, traffic calming measures, comments, questions. You can come attend this here. Same thing for Parks and Rec. They have an advisory board. So if you're really interested in parks, from an idea for a new dog park, safety concern, questions, park maintenance, things like that, you can join that board meeting every second Wednesday of every month from 5:30 p.m.
And then join Sloan's Lake Citizens Group immediately after.
First things first. Commander Citizen Advisory Group, CAG, I think you touched on this already, yes. Went on their, Commander Ledger's last meeting.
Do they have a replacement for him?
They do. It's gonna be Lieutenant Revetrano.
Is he in District 1 right now?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
good.
he's all right. No, just kidding. He's great.
He's great, yeah.
He's great. He's done a lot for the district.
Contact info.
Yeah.
Young Commander Ledger.
Oh, and in person, there's Officer Allred. And there's us.
WMA. Okay, so what is the street engagement team? Oh, it says unarmed civilian team that enforces low-level ordinance. There you go.
Some more resources, Parks and Rec permit, City Council committee, 311 reporting, and then Park Ranger contact information. Sidewalks, you can serve. And then D1, contact information. Melissa, and Alessandra. Great team.
Well, Alessandra, we want to thank you for a wonderful slide deck as usual.
Feel better.
Yes.
Thank you, Ian. I really appreciate you.
Of course. I hope I did you justice.
You did.
Does she want to do hers?
screen?
Yeah.
Log on, and I can't log on to the Zoom.
Well, hold on.
It's
I'm
like, and it's
not
a weird
seeing you
bit.ly.
As a participant.
It's a weird
the trouble.
bit.ly. I was on my phone's iPhone too. I don't know if it's because I was on my hotspot instead of the Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
What's the Wi-Fi here? Oh, there's my phone.
Oh.
Did the Wi-Fi get updated? Because I
Not
have,
that I
this
know.
might be an old calendar invite. Yeah, it might be an old, I can look up.
It's just.
All right, let me try this one.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. It's connected.
Oh.
So I'm just going with mute. Mute it.
Okay, yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay, hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, my
Hello.
name is Ian. I work for Councilman Jamie Torres, who represents District 3. And after redistricting, we got some new neighborhoods, so we were a little bit distract me.
Sorry.
So, but that said, I'll be able to come maybe once a quarter and kind of give you updates about District 3 related issues, because Alessandra does such a great job of citywide initiatives and what everything that Council President Torres is doing. Wanted to start if there's any specific questions District 3 related that y'all had for me before I was going to talk about things that happened in 2024 and a couple initiatives that Councilwoman Torres is looking
Well,
at.
I would like to thank you as the resident at the Del Norte building for finding the right person at Denver Fire Department to address the elevator issue.
Yeah.
She is in a wheelchair, lives on the 6th floor, and sometimes neither of the elevators are working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got Denver Fire involved, and I will say, anytime you have an issue like that and you're not getting anywhere with 311, I don't know where to look. You're not getting anywhere with 311, I'm definitely a resource for you. So in that case, it was Denver Fire. We have a contact that's great at Denver Fire. She actually used to be a city council aide, so we have a good relationship, so she was able to get that docket. That's
And we're
good.
specifically talking about I'm sorry, I don't have the information in front of me, it's on here.
It's
I was
the
going to
building
the
on
apartment building.
West 14th at Irving, which is the
Is it
Del,
called-
the,
Is it Avondale?
Avondale.
Is it
the
Avondale?
building is called the Avondale Building.
Yes.
It's run by Del Norte. And it has come to our attention that in addition to the elevators, there are many other issues that probably, if we could get a contact at the people who do the inspections for rental properties, that there are some issues there, such as people sleeping in the laundry rooms, the fact that there's no secure entrance to the building any longer, that the handicap access at the front door has not worked or rarely works. There's a litany of things.
Have you, this on your radar, I'm assuming?
We have worked with them previously, about kind of trespassing complaints, but we can absolutely reach out again and maybe do a resident safety meeting and go over some general
Okay.
things. Yeah.
And we can, for the specific complaints, we can ask neighborhood inspection to go out
Yeah.
for CPD if you think, based on your
Yeah.
past working
Well,
with them, you think that.
We'll tag team this one.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, because we can have
And keep
CPD.
me involved so I can let the lady who, I think she doesn't particularly want, she's maybe a little afraid of retaliation.
Sure.
Yeah.
But she said that's up till she thank our secretary Jennifer
Jennifer.
Palteri gave us gave her my contact, and we've been
You can give her my-
rattling the bushes. But
Yeah.
they're back when Marvin Kelly was in charge of Del Norte, it was a totally different picture, and it's not the same. And it's not the same it's not a better,
Yeah.
not saying.
So sleeping in laundry rooms, no secure access, what else? Just so I
Well,
know whether it's like.
Or the garage
The
door.
garage
Yeah.
door where cars drive in isn't functioning, so people can walk into the parking area and get into the building easily.
Okay.
And
You
people
can-
sleeping in the hallways and sleeping in the laundry rooms and defecating in the hallways, and it's this delightful. And the building is only 10 years old, and that is quite sad.
Okay, yeah, we can tag team that for sure, because we can live in DDPHE, potentially Denver Public Health,
Okay,
as well as the renter registry to see what's up with that. So happy to help that. Also happy to keep her information confidential if she wants to reach out to you
Okay.
directly. Let her know.
I can email both of you her contact information, but I think I don't want to mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give her our
Okay.
contact if she wants to reach out.
Oh, that'll be a better way. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do
just
that.
tell her we can keep it confidential if she.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Any other things going on in the neighborhood before I?
Oh, who is building the apartments to the east of the Paco Sanchez Library? Is that Denver Housing or, I mean, Corky Gonzalez, excuse
Yes,
me,
it's
Corky
affordable
Gonzalez.
housing. Yes, it is. Do you
But
want to know the exact developer? I don't remember off the top of my head,
But it will be
It'll be affordable.
affordable, because the next one over is far from affordable.
Yeah, so that is specific affordable housing, and then bear in mind, anything new after 2022 falls under Denver's expanding housing affordability, and a percentage has to be affordable over 10 units, so.
Right,
anything-
10%.
Yeah,
Yep.
but this is affordable housing. I can get more information to you for that, but I
Okay.
don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, that's good. So the big one across the street from that, did they get in early enough, or did they have to have
Because it was
10%?
2022, the ordinance passed, but then there was like, like a little gap in time where if they have to initiate the ordinance, the same thing like flavored tobacco, right?
Yeah.
As soon as it passes, it doesn't mean it automatically gets passed. So yeah.
Well, I do think it's quite interesting that many of these expensive buildings have many, many, many unrented units because nobody can afford them.
Hopefully they'll go down. Okay. Speaking of, wanted to give you an update, speaking of Avondale, so Avondale Liquors, I'm not sure if you're aware, but they, sold to a minor. So they had a show cause hearing, and the West Colfax, Sun Valley and Villa Park RNOs all came forward to testify to object their license renewal. And the hearing officer, after 4 long hearing nights, the hearing officer is recommending that the license not be reinstated. That said, the applicant is objecting, and so from there, the neighborhood and community can also give their thoughts, and then it will go to the director of excise and license for a final decision.
So there's a
So
window
is
right
is it
now.
allowed to remain open or is it closed?
Is allowed to remain open until the final decision is made. This is just a recommended decision.
So they want to hear from the public again, and there's another like 2-week window
I
or
believe
something?
you
or
have
what?
to be in the area of interest to make a comment, right? So there's a designated area around the liquor store. So that's why there's a specific, so those RNOs fall under them.
Well, ours is in that also.
Yours is in the designated
Starts
area.
at 10.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then, yeah, if you're in the designated area, you can definitely respond to that comment. You should have gotten a notice from excise and license, did you? Okay, good. So that's, yeah, in your purview to respond to that. So you should have then gotten the applicant's objection.
Yes.
Because the police have been involved with that as a nuisance property.
Oh, yeah.
And some of your recommendations, when I drive by, have not been followed, such as taking down some of the advertising on the window so somebody can see what's going on inside.
Yeah, you mean like the step recommendations?
Yeah.
And all those are all optional. We can't.
Yeah.
Well, I know,
We can't
but they
enforce
aren't working to make you happy.
Yeah, so that's the update on that. So we'll have that, I'll give you an update on that. Staying in that area, that area, that Paco Sanchez Park area is under what's called the Mayor's Place Network Investigations, where the mayor has identified 5, now 6, and another one is in our district on the Lincoln Park, that have a high activity level, high gun violence, issued. Our neighborhoods actually have the lowest instance of gun-related violence, but because there's so much activity, illegal activity happening, that's been put on this.
Drugs, so, yeah.
Drugs, prostitution, it's just a lot of negative activity. So what happens in these place network investigations, DPD comes together with community planning development, excise and license, human rights and community partnerships. It's literally almost every single department in the city to put their heads together in a holistic way to improve the neighborhoods, right? So it is more patrolling, but it's also how can we activate the park? So there's a dog park behind the liquor store that's been activated for positive action. They're working with the Dream Center to have youth have positive activities. So there is some neglected and derelict building properties. I'm also going to talk to you all about that. So that is kind of everyone's kind of putting their head together to improve that area.
It's one of those dilapidated, whatever, the one at 10th and Sheridan, the old law firm that has been broken into and set afire, and
Yes, that's probably on the neglected and derelict.
because it's now fenced and had not been fenced, and it was a hangout for street people.
Yeah. So that area is being like heavily looked at for the neglected and derelict properties. Before I talk about neglected and derelict properties, which is a policy I'm currently working on with 2 other council offices, I will say something positive about Paco Sanchez Park is that I think we got a $240,000 grant partnering with DPD to improve lighting, cameras, fencing, beautification for a mural, and neighborhood cleanup, so they can community makeover at 14th and Federal under the underpass. So where that bike path is at Paco Sanchez Park.
Yeah.
So we worked heavily with DPD on that to kind of implement it, and now we got the grant funding, it's state grant funding, and now we just have to work on implementation.
Nice.
Because the infrastructure
Yeah.
at Paco Sanchez has got all that great
Wonderful.
playground equipment and stuff.
My friends from out of town came and took their kids there, and they were just blown away by that park. They're like, this is amazing. So, it's a beautiful, amazing park, and so it just really needs some activation and all that positivity.
Yes.
So yeah, so a little bit of a win for that. I will say that Councilwoman Torres, as well as Councilman Cashman and Councilman Sawyer, are working on a neglected and derelict buildings ordinance. The ordinance hasn't been updated since the 90s. So we're currently working on that. As we kind of update that, we've come to budget and policy, we'll continue to do so. We're trying to support community planning development in really getting these properties either activated or demolished, or what they need to do to come up to code. If you know in your area, there's a building that you think should be on the neglected and derelict buildings list.
I know one.
Okay. Give it to me.
It's, I can send you
Send it to me.
the email,
Send it to
the street
me.
address, and I'm not sure if it's yours or Amanda's district.
Okay.
It's like Grove and 19th.
Send me the address and I
Okay.
can always loop in
Okay.
community planning development because we're actively working on that policy.
It's been vacant for 7 years.
Okay, got it. Yeah. We are really trying to fix the gaps there and it's,
Still.
Yep.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And
Need more
Gil
information.
is doing better, but he had a pacemaker installed and he's got, I don't know whether it's just partially because he's older, but could be his military service issues too,
Mhm.
Vietnam and all.
Only met him, we hope he feels better soon.
I talked to him today for only a short 19 minutes and he is doing better.
Good. Good. So that's a policy that we're definitely gonna work on, coming in the new year. Something else is a wage justice fund, so to really, work with the auditor's office as well as local nonprofits to funding, that, goes after folks that are committing wage theft and actively helps, outreach and education around wage theft. It's really predominant, in our city. I'm sorry,
Wage theft?
wage theft.
Is this for people who are, not do they?
A lot of them are,
not
yeah, and
citizens?
again, the fear is with the new administration that people will not want to report. So the idea of working with local nonprofits who have community trust,
Hmm.
and to have that funding behind it, would be good. So, that's something we're working on. Several council members, including Councilwoman Torres, have worked on, wage, justice policies, and this is kind of just amping those up more and more. And so as that comes down the line, we'll kind of keep you posted on that. Then also food justice, wage justice and food justice, that's another policy that Councilwoman Torres is definitely working on. We're doing a food agriculture pilot with Revision. It's a nonprofit in West Denver. And they're working on a food agriculture in Osceola Park and Villa Park. And the idea is taking this vacant parkland that no one's using and get it to.
Oh, love it. Yeah, forget my birthday.
I need to mute him.
Food Desert, that dollar store at 10th and Sheridan just went out. And so I have a feeling that a lot of snacks will be bought at the stinker across the street.
Yeah, and the idea is, more fresh produce, more food that's healthy for.
Because
folks.
that whole center now is,
Yeah,
everything's
10th and
vacant there.
It is, and there is, the Urban Land Conservatory is building there, as well as another affordable housing developer. They broke ground. So there's a lot that's going on. 10th and Sheridan, Well Power, a lot
Right,
of good activation.
Right, north of
happening.
10th, a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on over across the way where the shopping center was, south of 10th, west of Sheridan? took everything down, it's all fenced.
Oh, but not in Denver?
No,
No,
Oh, no,
it's not in Denver. Oh,
No.
it's not, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
no, I'm not sure.
Were you going to mention food forest by chance?
Yeah, so just in
Okay.
terms of, I just wanted to give you an idea of like priorities for Councilman Torres for 2025. They were able to get the mayor's budget to kind of commit to a food justice fund or reevaluating the food plan and seeing the gaps there. But in the meantime, working with Revision on a food agriculture pilot, looking at the vacant lots. We're starting with Osceola Park, and then where else in the district can we look for that we can fill in those gaps, as well as Denver Urban Gardens also had their grant. And then Kaiser we helped Kaiser apply for, I believe it was a $5 million tree canopy grant, which
Nice.
for us. So those are some priorities. Definitely safety is going to be a big priority with those areas of Paco Sanchez and Alma Lincoln Park. And how can we use SEPTEDs and positive activation throughout the year for that? And then transportation and infrastructure. The West Denver connector just got approved. In Southwest
What's that?
Denver. So that is, they take this section, they've done it in Montbello before, but now this is sections of Blvd and Athmar Park, Villa Park. It's kind of chunks of neighborhoods where there's low access to public transportation, where you can call the mobile
Yeah.
unit and then get a ride to like different city centers. There's a grocery store or another public transit stop or the library, things like that, just to make access better. So really trying to push that in the future as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew about the program, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, microtransit. Yeah, or the West Denver Connector. West Denver Connector is the official name, and then we've been calling it microtransit initially. I could talk about last year, but I don't want to take up too much time. We're going to talk about the ballot initiatives.
Well,
If people have other questions.
any chance you'd be coming back sometime soon?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to come back once a quarter, because I don't wanna because Alessandra's gonna give you all like the real, like the citywide stuff.
You emailed me on when our meetings are, and I will send you.
Yeah, I think once a quarter, and then I'm always a resource for you. You have my information. If you don't, I'll leave you a business card. Like, feel free to do anything. And I'm always happy if there's something that comes up, just like a time frame, I'm happy to like come and like talk about something that only, our office is doing if that's needed. But I think that's for our bandwidth. I think.
Those are some great updates.
Okay, good.
Yeah, really exciting
Okay,
things on the
good.
horizon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, wait, there was a question. Hold on. Thanks to District
Okay.
3 for coming back. We'd love to hear about safety improvements at Colfax and Sheridan. Yeah, so we can maybe tag team this. I definitely think Colfax and Sheridan, we had a meeting in West Colfax because a lot of West Colfax neighbors are very concerned about that area, Keith. So there's a big safety meeting where DPD was there, the Office of Social Equity and Inclusion. And we really talked about kind of safety in the neighborhood and how to kind of prioritize safety. So the neglected and derelict buildings should help. More patrolling is helping, as well as just community really reporting to 311. I know I sound like a broken record with reporting to 311, but the more we report, the more they're using that data. And so the West Colfax RNO has a safety committee that they've kind of convened around this area to really make sure that we're doing everything we can. They're going to do a neighborhood watch. Keith, I'm not sure how close you are to West Colfax, but you're more than welcome to join that if you'd like. There's a neighborhood watch. They're also having a mobility team that does kind of walks around and kind of tries to work with Dottie on that. So that RNO is doing a lot around that area. And the neglected and derelict buildings. So that Walgreens is closed. Walgreens are closing all over. I got feedback from Tony that it actually is looking really good. Thanks to that guy right there.
Yeah.
Because everyone was up in arms when that closed and they were very nervous about it turning into like a really like negative activity property. CPD is aware of it. They will make it a derelict property as soon as if it comes to that, but it's been pretty peaceful. The other thing I will mention is there are council offices that are working on gas station ordinances, which will limit how many gas stations new gas stations are able to be added, right? Because the last thing we probably want is a gas station on that corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one diagonally across.
Right, there's one right at consumers.
Yeah, and Lakewood also is limiting their ordinance
Yep.
for gas stations too, which is really good. So,
Colfax and Kipling has
Yeah.
3.
yeah, which is not like what we need, it's less than we need.
Yeah.
But things also just in general, in your neighborhoods, lighting, I'm also kind of like a broken record about lighting. We can help, like, even if it's a replacement for a brighter LED lighting, we see lighting as a really great way to reduce crime. So,
Or if you see streetlights out, please report them.
yes, yeah.
You can report those on 311.
Report everything on 311, and I'll just put it out there, like, if you report on 311, you feel like it's not getting anywhere, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to follow up on that. I'm sure I'll send it too. I don't wanna volunteer for all she's sick, but yeah, so safety, again, big priority. And not just, like I said, DPD does a great job of trying to patrol when they can, but really trying to see how we can activate that neighborhood, our neighborhoods positively.
Yay.
To reduce that, yeah.
Great opportunity.
Yeah.
Gotta get out of here.
Thanks for
Oh,
coming.
and
Thanks, Dave. Yeah.
Kaylan, thank you for getting back to Alan and us about
Absolutely.
the guns drawn across the street from our 99-year-old neighbor.
Definitely alarming. That's what we're here for. If you ever need follow-up, have questions, please reach out.
Ended up being nothing, but at the time, it was like,
It's scary. Very scary.
nice to meet you.
Thank you, thank you.
I'll see you
Yeah.
at CAG.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes, you will. All right, yeah, I
Great.
can leave these days.
thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, so next Jennifer Polteri is going to fill us in on the Bow Arena development. Jennifer, you might.
I am here, Deb. All right. Well, thanks for the nice slide. I had made a lot of screenshots of Jamie Torres's presentation, so to show you all.
Okay.
But this is a good starter.
Okay, great.
The great thing about this development is it's affordable housing at 18%. So it was initially 15%, and they were able to negotiate it up to 18%. It's got those blue outlines are basically where all the different kinds of housing units will go in. Another really great thing about this is you won't find affordable like pushed off to one side. There should be affordable dispersed in each one of these little blue rectangles that you're seeing on this page. It sounds like, I don't know for sure, so we still need clarification. There's not going to be what they call pour doors, and but what it sounded like was it's going to be whatever the affordable is. The way they're going to compensate for the pour doors is it won't be like you'll have a below 30% market value. It will be different ranges of affordable in one building, which is fine. It's better than some things you find. What is optimal, I think, so I'd like perhaps for us to ask this question sometime in the future, could it be that these affordables are with market value? But it didn't sound like that was going to happen, and it's not our land. So I guess we get to take what we get in this instance. It's better than usual that would they at least have it mixed up a little bit so neighbors have, good role models, hands up and down, and are able to collaborate that way. So you don't get into something that all of a sudden turns into a beautiful building at one point and then not so good in the future. But Deb, if you want, I have other slides. I can go through Jamie Torres's notes if you want me to present, or do you have?
Well, sure.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. I'll share then. All right. So can you all see? So well, Tom was able to provide us with the Denver Post articles. And if you were to click on each one of these links, you can read the 4 pages in the Denver Post about the history of how this all happens. On the notes, you know, a couple of things is if you want, you could watch from minutes like 6.5 to 38. So 32 minutes of Jamie Torres is right here on the Inks YouTube channel. So you'd be able to watch the whole presentation she makes, and it's really a good show. Some of the definitions in her show, though, I mean, it's pretty obvious what she's talking about is a view plane. And what it does is these view planes are what she says in this presentation right off is that what she thought was going to come up more was the fact, are we protecting the views? So there's a couple of view planes where it protects the Capitol but it does, these buildings won't affect that or the mountains. Here on this note, it shows you from 6 to minutes 38 on the YouTube. So it's ballerinas. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Are you sharing? Are you trying to share right now? You should be able to, and we're not seeing.
It says stop sharing. So let me start and
That's
stop
interesting.
again.
Yeah.
Stop sharing. Let's see if and it might be I can't share, so that's fine.
Okay.
I could put a link if people want to click on it, but it's not going to do anybody there good. Let me try again to share.
And here's another.
So let's see, maybe it was.
Nothing else.
Let me try the Chrome tab.
Oh.
All right. So do you see it now?
No.
Yeah. All right. So
There, I put up another slide.
I mean, there's not.
Thank you.
These were negotiation points.
All right, let's see what you got on these. If you got her presentation, it should be good. Those are notes if you want, like Tom's, to link to the Denver Post articles. Those are pretty interesting. Well, it's just one article, but
And 4
there's
pieces.
that. Let's see, what slide do you have up, Deb?
This
I'm
talks
gonna
about
stop.
the
I stopped
benefits
sharing.
agreement.
So let's see, what do you?
Community benefits agreement. These were some
The
of
what?
The community benefits agreement.
Yeah, okay, the community benefits. Got it. Let me go down to my notes so I don't forget what that was all about. So in the community benefits agreements, there were about 10 of them. These aren't voted on by the city council. Instead, they are created in a negotiation with the community members and the developer, who is Kroenke Sports. And so they have the affordable housing, of course, a small business initiative, that they'll have the below market commercial rent, childcare. So one of the things she was talking about is not only will these create jobs for the construction, but they have a thing in there where it's going to create permanent jobs. And they want to keep a certain portion of those jobs. So there's going to be a need for that childcare center, free community events, and then a cultural recognition. So the people who've lived in this area, was these indigenous groups, came together in this negotiation, and they had a lot of really functional input that incorporated arts, and talked about other infrastructure and created a community investment fund. And then down there, we've seen this before in our prior meetings, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they're concerned about the energy piece. It's going to take a lot more energy infrastructure. So they huddled and came up with ideas on how to make sure that happens. So they talked about the Xcel Energy piece as well. Let's see what else we might want to talk about. In the question and answer piece, they talked about the garage details. So it's still undetermined because there is no site plan, but Councilwoman Torres thought that it was going to be in the buildings for parking inside the buildings. As far as service parking, that's still unknown. She does not recall language going into the discussions at City Council about what's going to happen with service parking. Let's see what else we want to talk about. Maybe the view planes. That was an interesting conversation. Someone came and asked, now that they break these view planes, so you see Auraria break them a little bit, but these buildings are higher than what's going on with Auraria. And what that will do is block the mountains. And is this going to be precedent now? And so this was asked about when City Council was discussions, and it was denied that view planes that were would go away. So that's good news, right? You always still want to see something beautiful like the Capitol building, which this doesn't affect, but our grand Rocky Mountains are important as well. Another interesting thing, maybe I'll talk about this really quickly, is in this thing's huge, right? It's like 6,000 units, and then another 1,000 units when it comes to talking about what goes on with it's called River Mile or something like that. Sorry, I gotta look.
It's over by the aquarium.
Yeah, so that's like another 1,000. So this is going to create like 5 metro districts. And when I was listening to this presentation, it went by so fast, I felt it was concerning because they were like 4 districts are going to finance this, and it's going to whatever add another 70 mils. But I don't think that's any of us. I think that's this little community, which is basically going to be like almost a mini city. It might need its own fire department and that kind of thing. So that was something that perked my ears up, but it went by so fast I had to re-listen to the community or the recording, and it's not going to affect our community, I don't think. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Mile.
I want to apologize, Jennifer. I think I didn't stop sharing, and I apologize about that.
No, that's cool. That's it was just nothing but these screenshots, and yours look a lot better than mine did on the notes. All right, cool.
Okay. Let's see. This here is the first step of repairing our sidewalk network based on the fees that Denver is starting to collect this month. Initial repairs are only focused on major damaged sidewalks that have gaps or bumps of more than an inch and sidewalks that are decayed. They are now allowing residents to submit sidewalk repair requests, and I think we talked about that. Mm. So Alan Cohill sent this to us, Cogill.
Yeah.
And he was really excited about this because there's some around Sloan's Lake here, as you can see, 17th.
Yeah, all along. A lot of that on the south side of 17th are those Hollywood curbs that are very narrow and they are tilted so that people in like motorized chairs could easily flip and tip. So fortunately, they do have the dedicated bike lane now, and so I've seen them using that, which is very sensible.
So this is planned here,
Mhm.
and this must be on the north side of 17th. Because there's very little sidewalk
Right,
there.
on the north side, and the
Yeah.
south side, there is a lot of that Hollywood curb
So
stuff.
that's pretty exciting stuff.
And hopefully we will get sidewalk from Colfax to 17th on Sheridan.
We were talking about the Avondale Apartments, that's them.
Yeah.
And we've talked about Avondale Liquor.
Mhm.
So
Okay, the picture on the left was our 12th annual Veterans Day pancake breakfast at the Del Norte Veterans Apartments. And it was well attended. The people, I've run into some of the residents over at the Safeway and they said, "Are you going to be having that breakfast again? We really like it." They suggested that we do a something around the holiday season and we'll maybe work with the VA on that. The picture on the right is Sounds Like Citizens Group got together. Leanne Seltzer and Margie Grimsley put together the gift bags, and then Sounds Like Citizen provided each of the 3 kids that live in the building with a $50 Target gift card. I mean, in the past, we've had up to 10 kids living in the building, and right now
They've grown up.
they've grown up and moved out. But they are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units, so there can be some work coming in.
I'm sure, yeah. This is, we had our holiday party at Federal Coffee, which is actually, they're calling Federal Coffee and Cocktail Bar. And it's a very, very cool place. I think anybody on here would really enjoy going there. They spin records, real live records.
Vinyls.
For that's their music. And so you can even bring your own vinyls in for them. The lighting is fantastic. I didn't put any pictures of, it changes a lot too. There's some really cool purple lighting. It's just got this great vibe. And I actually love being there. Anyway, we had a good time.
They make interesting cocktails and mocktails.
And they are now open on Monday nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings. So I encourage everybody to check it out.
What nights a week?
That's Monday.
And Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
I believe they opened at 5, at least on Monday. I assume that's pretty much every day. As usual, thank you all for joining us this evening. And if you would like to get involved
I
with
want to say something.
Keith,
Yeah, I don't know.
Keith, is there anything you'd like to share with us tonight?
About INC.
About INC, I just wrote in the chat. I thought the Federal Coffee was a great event, so I thought it went really well. So thank you for putting that on.
Great.
I'm happy to share something about INC this weekend. I can hopefully grab a link here real quick, but we're doing our monthly meeting on January 11th is about reaching diverse communities and trying to connect better with diverse communities. within neighborhoods across Denver. So highly, we're having Dr. Ben Sanders from the Office of Social Equity come and speak about that, along with a group called Radian, which has done a lot of work with some West Side neighborhoods in really trying to figure out how to improve diversity and inclusion at neighborhood meetings and things like that. So I think it's going to be a really good discussion this weekend or on Saturday of how to do that better. I'm just trying to find a Zoom link for anybody that wants to join that I can drop in the.
If you're on the
chat.
mailing list, they will send it to you automatically because I've already gotten it. But where is the physical meeting this time, Keith?
It's online. So we start off the year just online. So
Okay.
But then we have some pretty awesome events coming up. I don't know how many folks know this, but there was a line item in the budget for a division, I believe, in the Human Rights and Community Partnerships Office for a community. It's like the Division of Community Empowerment, which really I think is supposed to help. I believe one of their things that they're going to do is to help neighborhood organizations. So I think we're going to have a discussion on that at our February 8th meeting, which we're really excited about. We're going to have somebody from that division come and speak more about that. And then we've got some great stuff coming up this year, including a screening of the film Join or Die that's going to be at the Holiday Theater in June. It talks all about kind of, it's a documentary on kind of the last 20 years of the decline of community organizations and people not coming to meetings anymore and having more challenges and getting members to come and what that kind of looks like across the country. So we're really excited about putting that together and having a lot of groups come and join and be part of that conversation.
Hopefully we'll be sponsoring that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Co-sponsoring, I should say.
And Keith, I have seen that movie it was sponsored by the Arvada Jefferson Kiwanis and our Habitat group was one of the co-sponsors of that movie last October, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's cool. It's also
September. Yep.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. So if anybody wants to catch a preview of it, it's really a good documentary about the work of Robert Putnam, who's done a lot of research on this
Inspiring
topic.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, and thank you guys for everything.
And
so I wasn't listening good enough. What's the name of your documentary, Tom?
Join or Die.
I can put a quick link. I'll put a quick link to the name of it in the chat too.
And we have a new supply. My cottage industry person, we now have 50 new t-shirts. It came from Sloan Lake that are available. We have youth sizes and large and extra large adult. Medium. Okay, medium, and they're $25 for adult sizes and $20 for children's sizes, youth sizes.
have a good night, everyone.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you.
See ya.
Our next meeting is Wednesday, December 11th.
Not December.
Not December. February 11th. That's what happens when you change.